Melania Trump's worst nightmare has arrived as Donald Trump's letters have been revealed. The letters that were sent to Donald Trump by Natalie Harp. Now, I don't think Melania really cares about whatever's going on or not going on between Donald Trump and Natalie Harp. But what I think Melania cares about is that Natalie's getting the attention right now and Melania isn't. You have the release of this Natalie Harp letter. Hat tip to my good friend Joanna Coles over at the Daily Beast. She's absolutely crushing it right now. And she was able to get this letter from Michael Wolff, or I should say letters that Natalie Harp was sending to Donald Trump over the past several years. I'll share it with you in just a moment. Also, the Daily Beast, again, hat tip to Joanna Coles and their team over there, also reporting that it was Natalie Harp who was telling Donald Trump, destroy the East Wing of the White House. The East Wing is the First Lady's wing, and apparently Natalie Harp was working with Donald Trump to take that wrecking ball and destroy the First Lady quarters of the White House. And my whole view is that Melania cares about Melania getting attention. So yesterday when Melania showed up at that weirdo Grand Prix event, the whole thing was to try to bring attention to herself. We'll talk about that. We'll show you what her bizarre fixer was saying as well, that Mark Beckman dude, who's an interesting guy. But let me share with you the letter that has now been revealed. This is from Natalie Harp to Donald Trump. Dear Mr. President, now this is the note I wanted to write, but the apology needed to come first. I have learned so much about myself on this trip. I always knew coming home to my roots would be enlightening, but I had no idea how much. For the first time in I don't know how long, you forced me to unplug. We could be out on the course with no machines and even forget what time it was. I didn't have to be human printer. I could take time to enjoy good conversations and still get all my work done at the end of the day. In fact, I even had time to take long morning and evening walks to enjoy each sunrise and sunset, though I did forget to eat and sleep. With so much thinking time, I confess it did have a slightly negative effect at times that I know you picked up on, but the end result, I believe, will be worth it. I had no idea how rapidly I was approaching burnout and starting to envy those whose only job seems to be to talk with you and look pretty. I want that job. So many times I'm just trying to stay afloat with all that's coming in for you. I look like a hunchback who didn't have to freshen up. At least you know what I should look like. Plus, I miss the days when you used to call during my talk show days and we talk about everything and nothing. I want to get back to the synergy. We shouldn't have to talk about work all the time. I've always felt like an in-betweener, somewhere between staff and those you enjoy talking to on the plane or at dinner, because that's who I used to be to you when I was a talk show host. As much as I hated that actual job, I wish I could hear every conversation, because that's when you're having a good time, getting away from it all, at least for a few moments. But after going through all this self-analysis, my conclusion, I need to reunite my past self with my current into a better version who will make you proud. And please, when I fail, will you tell me? You have the absolute right to cuss me out if need be when I deserve it, because no one knows or cares about me more. Thank you for always being there for me. I'll never forget what you made that promise to me after losing my dad. I know how happy he is right now that I did get to go to Scotland and Ireland, as he always wanted for me, to modify a classic. I could not have parted with you to anyone less worthy. And I will add, it is I who is unworthy. Always, Natalie. P.S. My hands looked worse in Scotland and Ireland because the cold turns old scars purple. Still on the road to recovery. Yours, Natalie. Here's another one from, just imagine you're Melania. You are humiliated. You had to show up a few months back and say, I did not have any dealings with Epstein or Ghislaine. It's all AI. I don't know anything about them. And I think that the women should be subpoenaed who are the survivors. Okay, how about you subpoena the perpetrators and the co-conspirators who the Trump regime is covering up? Melania, I got another letter for you. You ready? This is from Natalie. Dear Mr. President, I'm sorry. I thought I was the only one left behind last night and had no idea Margot's car was also pulled over and sent back to the airport. Since I was alone in the van outside customs without my passport, I panicked and should have just called Secret Service instead of you. I also am sorry if I was an embarrassment walking the course in Scotland. The first day I was told there were no carts and people walked, which is why I walked. The second day I was specifically asked by, I forget whose name it was, but one of the main people who worked there, if I could continue walking and tell any other girls who would head out there to do the same to spare the course any more carts. If there is anything else I have done to cause you trouble, please forgive me. I know that some people have said I haven't been texting them back, and there have been some international cell issues. John was having technical issues on the plane too, so asked me to help him out. I want things to always be right between us. I also know I've been distracted all week, forgetting to eat through the days and even forgetting to sleep and only catching a couple of hours at a time. I haven't been myself, dwelling on the past and the pain of losing my dad, and I start letting the remarks of people who haven't bothered me before get to me, not because I care what others think, but because I see myself being lowered in your eyes and good opinion. That is the fear, you see, because I never want to bring you anything but joy. I'm sorry I lost my focus. You are all that matters to me. I don't want to ever let you down. Thank you for being my guardian and protector in this life. That's what I wanted to use this card for. When you saw me at the cash register and once again did what you didn't have to do and gifted me with mementos of this trip of a lifetime of coming of age. I will return a better person. I have to sign off now as the cars are leaving. See you soon. With all my heart, Natalie. Meanwhile, yesterday, Donald Trump was posting AI images of himself apparently driving Mario go-karts with Jeffrey Epstein. And I'm not sure if this is supposed to be Natalie Harp or Leslie Groff or Epstein's assistant or whoever, or I guess that's supposed to be Linda McMahon. I don't know. But let's put it this way. Natalie Harp is who Donald Trump was hiding in the catering container with when Trump was told by Netanyahu right after the NATO summit in July that Iran was going to blow up old Air Force One. So Donald Trump was like, Natalie, we're going in the catering container. We got to sneak out. I remember Trump left Caroline Leavitt and Marco Rubio and all of the press in the old Air Force One as the decoy plane, which Trump believed the Iranians were going to blow up. Let me be very clear, Donald. Iran doesn't want to kill you. You are killing America. You have killed all of America's alliance. They don't need a weapon of mass destruction. You are the WMD they always wanted. They've got control over the Strait of Hormuz, and they got you doing irreparable damage to the United States and the post-World War II architecture. So you're their precious, Donald. You're their precious.
Now let me interrupt for just a moment with some big news. The climate alarm right now is blaring across Europe as extreme heat and massive wildfires tear through parts of France and Spain, forcing hundreds of thousands of people to evacuate. Some fires have become so intense that they're generating so-called fire clouds, which can create their own winds and lightning. This comes after Western Europe experienced its hottest June on record, with an estimated 10,000 excess heat-related deaths during the late June heat wave. Steve Trent, founder and CEO of the Environmental Justice Foundation, writes in a new piece for The Ecologist that the warning signs are now coming from every direction. But, and I want to be clear about this, Trent says that there are solutions. He argues government should phase out fossil fuel subsidies, stop approving new oil, gas, and coal projects, dramatically expand renewable energy, and modernize electrical grids. He also calls for greater investment in disaster preparedness and for protecting forests, wetlands, and oceans that could help reduce the impact of extreme weather. And, well, here's where the United States comes in. At the very moment experts like Trent argue that governments need to lean into renewable energy, the Trump administration is moving in the opposite direction, championing fossil fuels, attacking wind and solar projects, and retreating from international climate efforts. Trent argues that businesses should also stop financing fossil fuel expansion, cut emissions throughout their supply chains, and invest heavily in renewable energy, storage, and efficiency. And he says that this isn't simply about the environment. Renewable energy is increasingly cost competitive, meaning that climate action can also mean new investment, greater energy independence, and stronger economies. That's the latest. Now I want to hear from you. Should politicians be making renewable energy like wind and solar a bigger priority? And what do you think about the Trump administration moving away from clean energy while experts are calling for countries to do precisely the opposite? Let me know right now in the comments. I want to hear from you. Ben, back to you.
But you're also Natalie Harp's precious, Donald. And it is so damn weird that she is the main person around him while this is how world leaders interact. While Donald Trump is depriving Zelensky of Patriot interceptors that were promised to Zelensky as Russia is bombing its ballistics on Kyiv and killing people over there, Natalie's the one getting the messages with Donald, and she's standing right there, right? As Donald Trump is posting the messages about his love affair also for Kim Jong-un, while Kim Jong-un's sister, did you see this, has been just mocking Donald Trump relentlessly, saying, I'm very unimpressed. We have no clue what he's talking about. We don't want to talk about. We have no conversations with him taking place. It is laughable that the United States thinks that this is going to move us in any way. I mean, Kim Jong-un's sister is ripping into Donald Trump. But Natalie Harp's the person posting this. She's an adult. She's a grown lady with Donald Trump. She apparently, according to multiple reports, did not have a security clearance for a year because she didn't want one. But this is who's around. Her and Trump are there with the nuclear football. And going back to the beginning, thinking about Melania is thinking about that. That's why Melania showed up yesterday at the White House and said, "Good afternoon. I heard you missed me. Here I am." Melania, nobody missed you. Nobody was thinking about you. Nobody cares. You are the least popular first lady in American history. Anyway, watch for yourself when she goes, "Good afternoon. I heard you missed me." Here, play this clip.
Good afternoon. I heard you missed me. Here I am. Welcome to the White House.
And again, her clinging to Donald Trump here was all about just getting attention for herself so that she can be written up in the fashion trades as Melania Trump returned to the public eye at the White House Rose Garden on Thursday. Marking her first major public appearance in more than a month. She even joked about the attention surrounding her absence. For the occasion, the First Lady looked polished in a Delft blue Michael Kors collection cotton poplin shirt with crystal cufflinks paired with a bright red Dior wool and silk pencil skirt and Manolo Blahnik BB red suede pumps. Striking red and blue look for her return. A striking look for her return. While the American people are unable to afford their rent or mortgage. A striking look with her Manolo Blahniks, while the American people are unable to afford groceries and gas is over $4 a gallon and diesel is $5.50. Melania's got her Manolo Blahnik BB, what do they call it? BB red suede pumps. And then I'll show you her walking with Trump. Let's play it.
Good afternoon. I heard you missed me. Here I am.
And then her fixer's got a new title, everybody. Mark Beckman has got a new title. He is now officially the weirdest human being on planet. No, he was before this. Mark Beck, I have a soft spot for this guy. I don't know why. I have a soft spot for this guy. He seems actually an earnest dude. I don't know. He's a strange human, but like, I have a soft spot for you, Mark. I do. But he's the exclusive senior advisor to First Lady Melania Trump. The exclusive senior advisor. And so he goes on the right-wing propaganda channels, Newsmax, and he said, I've got a big announcement, everybody. Here, play this clip.
You've had a long relationship with her, and while we don't outwardly see her as often as maybe some hope, but there is so much behind the scenes happening. Just share with us as we go into, the next few months here. It is back to school time, and it is also going to be holiday time here. What you think we can be expecting from our First Lady is, as you mentioned, it is foster kids. It is also, of course, all the work she's doing that really is unprecedented, Mark.
Well, thanks for saying that. I mean, behind the scenes, she's been working hard to get the Fostering the Future Act, which would be her second piece of legislation, through Senate. In fact, I know that she contacted behind the scenes Senator Thune, and he's working with her strategically now to help push that through. But beyond that, we have a lot happening. You see, she's planning a few things during the United Nations General Assembly. We have this huge China state dinner coming up. Of course, all of the events at the White House, and then continuing forward with Fostering the Future together. So there's a lot happening, and you'll see a lot from the First Lady as it relates to the back end of 2026.
I can't wait. Exclusive senior advisor to our First Lady, Mark Beckman. Please join us again. We know that those are going to be major moments for our country and big announcements ahead. And we look forward to.
And again, this was all about attention for Melania, but Mark Beckman, the exclusive first assistant, once removed, whatever his title is, he posts the following. Look, everybody, at the Melania Grand Prix helmet right there. Do you see what I'm seeing? And I hear there's another big announcement, everybody, a big announcement. Amazon is releasing new chapters of the Melania documentary. Did you hear? Did you hear? Oh my God. I gotta go see it. I gotta go. What are we talking? But they're releasing unreleased chapters. What are these unreleased chapters about? Please do tell. Please do tell. And just to remind everybody, Melania by far is the most hated, despised, reviled. I'm sorry, Mark. I know you watch this. I hate to break it to you. People hate her. Play the clip.
Historical critics don't really like Melania Trump either. I mean, just take a look. Historians' First Lady rankings, the bottom three. Dead last, Melania Trump. When you're next to Jane Pierce and Margaret Taylor, those are not particularly good, although we were able to get a colored photo of Melania Trump.
I have nothing bad to say about either Margaret Pierce or Jane.
Apparently you disagree with the historians then.
Yeah, I mean, what can you say about them? Not much. All right, Harry.
That was mean. That was mean of me. Natalie. Melania, Natalie. All right, I'm being a bully now. I should stop. No, I shouldn't. Yes, you should. You should. Anyway, hit subscribe. Let's get to 7 million. WTF, What are we talking about here, folks? What the F? Pre-order your copy of WTF America Now, the book I wrote with my brothers. Thanks for watching, everybody. Appreciate you.
Before you go, our book, WTF America, is available for pre-order now. It's the story of how we got here and how we fight our way back. To pre-order, scan the QR code or click the link in the description. Let's do this.